Welcome, Shea Rubenstein. Shea Rubenstein is the founder of JCon. They do wonderful jobs with the JCC of Marine Park. He's a builder, he's a singer, cousin, and he's always a regular guest here on the program. So welcome back to the show, Shea.
Shvua Tov, Zev, and Shvua Tov to all your listeners. Great to be back onto the program.
Thank you, thank you. So you were at the Cups because I just said before I went to the Satmar Expo. I'm going to a Jewish travel expo this week. There's a business expo. There's always stuff going. But 8 years ago, you started this whole trend where people get together and networking, and you started in the real estate around this 8th year. So kudos to you for being at the cusp of a new trend.
Thank you. And Zev, the first trailblazer has been yourself. So I guess I'm learning from the best. But you are right. I came into this space about 8 years ago to try to promote networking amongst, professionals within our industry, but also within our community. And I've been involved in many of the events. And, we have the JCon brand, which includes JCon real estate and healthcare and elder care and e-commerce. And it's actually beautiful to see that others have also taken the initiative, whether it be other individuals or other Hasidish moistis, like I saw Bells and Baba Satmar have taken the same initiative. I saw one. Bells is actually coming to Yerushalayim this Tuesday to do one. So it's definitely a trend that that's moving, upwards in promoting, community doing business with community. But focusing on our events, so we have our 8th annual JCon real estate event taking place this coming Tuesday at the Hilton Staten Island. And you've been there before, so you can attest to the crowd and to the great food. So if you're in the real estate, construction, or finance industries and you want to network with hundreds of people who are in the space, then it's important to be there. And it's a fun event. It's during the summer. And, you get free parking, good food, great networking, good seminars. What else can we ask for, right?
Absolutely. Now, by the way, are the real estate people nervous about a Mamdani election in New York? Because that could affect not just Jewish real estate professionals, but all real estate individuals that own buildings.
So I think a lot of the real estate laws do trickle down from the state, whether they be tax abatements and other interrelated issues. Even since 2019, multifamily having issues has trickled down actually from the state. So while it could be problematic on some fronts, I think that, sometimes it's a little bit of a campaign slogan more than it's necessarily, the mayor having that full implementation right, whether it's to raise all the taxes or freeze everything. So, of course, the mayor, the city does have more of the rent freeze mandate. But I think, I guess have to see how it develops. But at the end of the day, some people think that the multifamily owners and the apartment building owners are the big bad wolf and the wealthy people. But at the end of the day, it's just a business like any other. And if you can't cover your expenses, because, I always say that if Mamdani would like to freeze the rent, let him also give us a 50% reduction in the property taxes to help the cause. Don't just raise the taxes since the days of Bloomberg for, 20% year over year, and then also try to freeze the rent. So while I happen not to be very familiar with multifamily and I'm more on the construction side, that's just the sentiment that I'm hearing from others. But on no account is anyone, looking forward to it. They are afraid and they are concerned about it. So hopefully, things fall in the right direction. And if Mamdani does win, hopefully he'll realize that he shouldn't alienate a large segment of the population that's just trying to earn a living as well.
Because I understand he couldn't up the property tax. You're right, most of it is state, but I believe property taxes would be more in line with what he's able to do.
Right. And I think it would be advantageous to freeze the property taxes or lower them if they do indeed want to try to help the New Yorkers. Because at the end of the day, it's a business like any other. You have your mortgage, you have your taxes, you have your utility costs and, other filing fees. And while it sounds glorious for people that own an apartment building, there are so many expenses associated. And if you can't make it, there are so many buildings that the owners are fighting with the bank and both don't want the building. The building doesn't cover itself, and the owners, they're being threatened by the bank. They say to the bank, take it back. And the bank says, we don't want it because it's not covering itself. So I think that, it has to be understood that it's a business like any other. And if the city is willing to be a partner in helping solve the issue, it would definitely be more advantageous than just choking them. And hopefully, he's
Well,
a smart individual, so I hope he'll hear from people in the industry and take it to heart.
because I hear even right now, a lot of landlords have apartments they're taking off the market because they don't want to spend money fixing it up if they can't get the capital improvement back. They'd rather sit with it vacant with that. So people say, well, we need more room, we need more apartments, we need more real estate. But part of the problem is that they're warehousing it because they're not covering the cost.
Right. I've been hearing that there are some 20,000 apartments that are empty because generally when somebody leaves, years ago, you were able to renovate. And based on the amount of money you put in, you were able to raise the rent accordingly. And now if there's that freeze, it just doesn't add up. How do you put $100,000 into an apartment that hasn't been touched since 40 years ago, and then turn around and charge, $32 more in rent? So it doesn't make sense. And there are thousands of apartments. Now, what's interesting is that people will have empty apartments. And even though there are other city agencies offering, money for those apartments, they still can't take it because they're locked into the previous, rent stabilization. So it's a little confusing and complicated, but I hope it turns for the better.
I was going to put about on the JCon conference. I'm sure this will be a topic of conversation. And you had about 800 or 900 people last year. I know it was a banner year, and so I expect at least that amount. I'm looking forward to being there. I really enjoy being at the JCon events.
Thank you.
And let's give out the information. If people want to get more info about how to attend, participate, it's coming up this week.
Yes, so it's coming up this Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, July 22nd at the Hilton in Staten Island. And you could sign up online at attendjcon.com. That's attendjcon, attendjcon.com. And and it's a beautiful event. It usually gets sold out, so definitely get your tickets. And if you're in the real estate, construction, development, finance industry, and you want a great time, and most importantly, network with people in the industry. People do business with people. So at the end of the day, if you're there and you're present, you'll do well, Amir Hashem.
That's a great network because not just people get to meet. I just heard a crazy story. I was at the Sophomore Expo, for example, and somebody told me that his son didn't have a job and goes to the Sophomore Expo last year. He meets somebody, and now he's working for the guy he met at the expo. So you never know who you're going to meet, what's going to happen. And he has a well-paying job, from what I was told. So that's one of the beauties of these networking events. It's that you get to really make good, solid connections.
Yeah, no, it's definitely well, and as you can see from doing it so many years, it grows, and thank God, there's been the Powwow, who successfully did also many events, and Satmar and Bobiv and Bells, and Manny Hoffman was one of the first innovators from PTEX to do, right? Let's Talk Business events. So it's come a long way, and thank God it's really growing, this industry. So we're very excited about it. And I'm looking forward to being back. I'm in Florida for the weekend. A little shout out to the Kahal Hasidim Shul in Surfside, Florida. But I'm looking forward to being back for the event. And yeah.
Terrific. I look forward to seeing it Tuesday night. Shea Rubenstein, founder of JCon and also JCC Marine Park, serves as the executive director, builder, and Chazan. Final question. I ask you this every year. Will you finally sing this year at the JCon opening event?
I'm not sure that I could sing at the event. I have to be focused on the people, but I'll definitely come back on your show and sing for you.
Terrific. Wonderful. Thank you and good luck. Look forward to seeing, God willing, on Tuesday night.
Thank you so much, Zev. Shua Tov, and Shua Tov to all your listeners.
That's Shea Rubenstein here on the Talkline Network. doing a great job with JCon real estate event taking place this coming Tuesday.